Good morning, students. How are you? Now, in today's video session, in continuation with the previous video, as in the previous video, we had discussed about numericals based on average speed, average velocity. We had defined average speed, average velocity, and after that we had solved the numericals based on average speed and average velocity. In that part we had discussed certain special cases, which all things I had cleared with examples and numericals, and discussed the derivation here also. Now today, one of the most important topic and interesting topic of this chapter, based on which in various exams the numericals may be asked. So let us start our discussion with instantaneous velocity. Instantaneous velocity. It is denoted by V instantaneous. It is denoted by V instantaneous. As here you are seeing that instantaneous velocity means, it is clear from the name of the topic, that is instantaneous velocity. Velocity you can summarize it as velocity at a particular instant, but velocity at a particular instant. I will give the definition of instantaneous velocity also, but first of all I want to clear your concept regarding instantaneous velocity, and for that I am taking a live example. Suppose you are here, that is Divine Public School, Divine Public School, Mohanapur. And you have to reach University Chauraha. You have to reach University Chauraha. You had started your bike. You had started your bike at 10 a.m. From Divine Public School. You had started your bike at 10 a.m. and at 10:30 a.m. you had reached your destination, that is University Chauraha. Means 30 minutes you had taken from Divine Public School to University Chauraha, and this is your time interval. So if anyone is asking you, okay, what is your average velocity here? What is your average velocity here? I am supposing the shortest route or a straight line path, so we will discuss as velocity. So I am discussing it average velocity. And for a straight line path or object moving in a straight line, the velocity and the speed can be considered as same. So average velocity, V average, suppose this distance is 10 kilometer. So average velocity, final position minus initial position, that is 10 kilometer. You can say about the distance, and whatever the time taken, that is 30 minutes is the time taken, and you can calculate the average velocity from here by dividing the total distance upon total time. By dividing the total distance upon total time, you can calculate the average velocity here. But if I am asking in the same context, in the same scenario, in the same example, if I am asking what is your velocity, what is your velocity at a particular instant of time. Suppose I am saying what is your velocity at 10:15 am. What is your velocity at 10:15 am? It means to say that if delta t is equal to 30 minutes, if delta t, the difference of time delta t is 30 minutes, then you have to synchronize this time interval to a particular time interval, that is 10:15 am. You have to synchronize the time interval from this side and this side in such a way that you will reach at a particular instant of time, that is 10:15 am, and that is called as delta t tends to 0. Delta t tends to 0 means whatever the time interval between this position to this position, you had synchronized that time interval to a particular, means at that particular instant of time the change in time, that is t2 minus t1, is 0. So you had considered as delta t tends to 0. Delta t tends to 0, and after synchronizing, after converging the time to a particular instant of time, that instant is the velocity at that instant is called as instantaneous velocity. The velocity at that instant is called as instantaneous velocity. Means whatever the speed of your bike, at 10:15 am is your instantaneous velocity, is your instantaneous velocity. Means you can convert the average velocity into instantaneous velocity by converging or synchronizing time, or reducing the time interval to 0, or reducing the time interval to 0 by reducing the time interval delta t to 0. You can get instantaneous velocity from the average velocity. Okay students, so this is the concept behind the instantaneous velocity. After that, after discussing here, I will explain it by graphical approach also, which make you more clear or more vast regarding the instantaneous velocity. So note down the definition regarding this. I think you all had got it. Velocity at any instant means for a particular point of time. Instant, if I am saying about instant, means I am saying about point of time, at a particular point of time. The velocity at any instant or point of time is called as instantaneous is called as instantaneous velocity. Or you can say that average velocity for which delta t is infinitesimally small. For average velocity, when delta t is infinitesimally small, then we approaches to the instantaneous velocity. Now, how can you express it mathematically? Mathematically, how can you express it? mathematically how we can express it, as you know that average velocity is change in displacement upon change in time. Change in displacement upon change in time. Now you can write it change in displacement as delta x and change in time as delta t. So V average is equal to delta x upon delta t. But here we had applied a condition that for instantaneous velocity, the average velocity delta t is infinitely small, or you can say that delta t tends to 0. So if delta t tends to 0, so if I am saying limit delta tends to 0 in a V average, then it becomes what? V instantaneous. And if it is V instantaneous, means limit delta t tends to 0 del x upon del t. Yes, dear students, now here a very good concept I want to give you, that is when delta x upon delta t, and when any big thing, suppose this is a duster, and the length of the duster is x. If we are supposing a small element of the duster, we are supposing this only element of the duster, then what we will do? We will limit delta x tends to 0, and delta x tends to 0 can be written as dx. Here I am writing, if delta x tends to 0, then it can be written as what? It can be written as dx. That is differential of x, and differential of x means to say that very small. If you are taking time as a very small, then that is called as differential time, and it can be written as dt. If delta x tends to 0, then you can call it differential length dx or dl. So here delta tends to 0 for what? Del x upon del t. Then you can write it as dx upon dt. This is called as differential coefficient of x. It is differential coefficient is an operator, just like addition, multiplication, subtraction and division. In the similar fashion, d upon dt with any variable, is the differential of that variable, and it is a mathematical operator. d upon dt, differential of a given variable, So we can write del x upon del t as dx upon dt. Dx is displacement for time dt. Here dx upon dt, it means to say that dx is displacement for time. Dx is displacement for time. Dx is displacement for time dt. Okay, students. So this is about, we will solve the numericals based on this also, and that in numerical section, while solving numerical, all the concepts, all the doubts what are remaining will be clear at that point while solving the numericals. Now I want to explain this thing, instantaneous velocity, by the help of graphical approach. Look at here. graphical approach for instantaneous graphical approach for instantaneous velocity. Okay students, so look at here. I am drawing what? I am drawing a velocity time graph. I am drawing a velocity time graph. Oh, sorry to say, not velocity time graph, displacement time graph. Displacement, and this is time. This is displacement and this is time. And on time scale we had written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we are taken here, this is point A and this is point, suppose I am taking E. So for calculating we had joined AE by a straight line, and this is the displacement from A to E. Now for calculating average velocity in this case, what we will do? We had calculated the time interval, that is 8 minus 4 delta t, and we had calculated this displacement delta x, value of delta x we had calculated, and this time interval delta t we had calculated, and from this delta t we can calculate the average velocity. Now what we are doing? Now we are synchronizing the time interval. Now we are shortening the time interval. Now we are converging the time interval. And if we are converging the time interval, when we are converging at this point, it will be like that. When we are converging at this point, it will be like that. When we are converging at this point, it will be like that. And when, so what you are seeing here, the delta t is from, suppose this point is D, this point is C, this point is D. So when we are talking about the average velocity for A to D, then delta t becomes what? 7 minus 4, which is less than 8 minus 4. Now when we are talking about average velocity C to A, then 6 minus 4, which is less than 7 minus 4. When we have B to A, then 5 minus 4. Now what you are seeing? Delta t is synchronizing. Delta t is becoming a smaller and a smaller, or a smaller. And when it becomes infinitely small, means at this point, if it reduces, delta t reduces to this point, then what we will get? A tangent. We will get a tangent at point A. This is tangent at point. Tangent at point A. And when the curve, the tangent of the curve or tan theta gives the slope at this time of instantaneous velocity when delta t tends to 0. When delta t tends to 0, the velocity at this particular instant of time, is called as instantaneous velocity. It is called as instantaneous velocity. Means the slope of the tangent drawn at any point gives the instantaneous velocity at that point. If there is a curved line or non-uniform velocity, then at a particular point, whatever the slope of the tangent drawn at that point, it gives the instantaneous velocity at that point. And graphically you can understand the instantaneous velocity in this way. If delta t tends to 0, then we are getting the tangent at point A. Okay. Now we will go for a numerical. Now we will go for a numerical, and yes, students. Now look at the numerical based on instantaneous velocity. It is given. I am describing here what technique you will use, how you will differentiate to get the answer. Certain rules of differentiation which are used here for calculating instantaneous velocity. I will discuss about that rules also. Look at here, the displacement in meter of a particle moving along x-axis. Any particle is moving along x-axis, and the displacement x as the function of time. Why displacement x is given as a function of time? Because we have to differentiate this displacement with respect to time. And make it clear, students, when you are differentiating any physical quantity with respect to other quantity, then that physical quantity must be expressed in terms of that quantity with respect to which it is being differentiated. Suppose you have to difference dx with a dt, means x should be the function of t. Means x must be expressed in the function of t. Suppose you have to differentiate x with respect to y, then x must be the function of y. So here x is the function of t because you have to differentiate x with respect to t. So students, here we are going to solve this numerical. Here given x is equal to 18t plus 15t square, 18t plus 15t square. So we have to differentiate it. We have to find out the instantaneous velocity, and for instantaneous velocity, that is v instantaneous, we have to calculate it as dx upon dt. And for dx upon dt, you have to write d upon dt. And as x is the function of time, so we have to write here as 18t plus 15t square. Now students, look at here. As I had discussed, d upon dt is an operator, just like addition, multiplication, subtraction. D upon dt is also an operator. So it is an operator, so it must be operated with individually with this and individually with this. So we break the bracket and differentiate individually 18t and 15t square. So v instantaneous, it can be written as d upon dt 18t plus d upon dt 15t square. Now we can write it as 18 dt upon dt plus 15 dt square upon dt. Now there are a rule. Of differentiation. If dx upon dx, its value is 1. If any constant is differentiated with x, then its value is 0. And if x to the power n is differentiated with x, then it can be written as nx to the power n minus 1. Suppose for example, if we want to differentiate dx cube with respect to x, then we can write it as this power is multiplied 3x 3 minus 1, and that is 3x square. Similarly, because there is a formula I want to note here. There is a formula I want to note here. If dx to the power n dx, then we can write it as this power is multiplied as nx power n minus 1, and 3x 3 minus 1, that is 3x square. So similarly here also you can write it as 18 and its value is 1 plus t square 15 into 2 t, and it can be written as 18 plus 30 t. 18 plus 30 t. V instantaneous is equal to 18 plus 30 t. I think students, you had got the differential. You will study about that differentiation quite in detail in class 12th. There is a chapter of differentiability and differentiation, and there are various exercises and various rules based on this. That all the rules are need not to be taught here. Wherever it is necessary, I will discuss about that rules. So what you had got? You had got the value of instantaneous velocity Vi as 18 plus 30 t. Now this is velocity as the function of time. You had got what? Velocity as the function of time. Now you have to find the instantaneous velocity, means the velocity at time t is equal to 0 second when body had started, and at a time t is equal to 2 second, means when the body had traveled a distance, when the body had traveled for time 2 seconds. After completing 2 seconds, what will be the velocity of the body? So velocity, instantaneous velocity at t is equal to 0 second. So for calculating instantaneous velocity at t is equal to 0 seconds, it is very simple. Put the value of t is equal to 0 here, and you will get 18 plus 30 into 0, and you will get the answer 18 meter per second. And velocity at instant t is equal to 2 seconds, that is equal to 18 plus 30 into 2, and that is equal to 18 plus 60 meter per second, that is 78 meter per second. These are the instantaneous velocities at 2 point of time, that is t is equal to 0 and t is equal to 0 second and t is equal to 2 second. Now we will discuss about instantaneous speed. Instantaneous speed is nothing, there is very short definition. It is just like instantaneous velocity. Instantaneous speed, it is similar to that. The same thing is here. Speed, instantaneous speed, instantaneous speed. Limit of average speed, limit of average Instantaneous speed is the limit of average speed as the time interval delta t becomes infinitesimally small. Delta t becomes or approaches to 0. The same thing is that instantaneous speed instantaneous speed, it is given as delta s upon delta t, limit delta t tends to 0, delta s upon delta t, or you can say that ds upon dt. You can write it as ds upon dt. Distance covered, ds is the distance covered. ds is the distance covered in time dt. Distance covered in time, ds is the distance covered in time dt, and ds upon dt is called as differential coefficient of s, differential coefficient of s with respect to t, differential coefficient of s with respect to t. Now one numerical, we are going to solve one numerical, a small numerical based on this. We will solve. Yes, students, now look at this numerical. If the average speed of the particle is given, average speed of the particle V average speed of the particle is given, and that average speed V average 2t square I cap. In vector you will study about I cap and j cap. What are these? Are the unit vectors in different coordinates. So when we will start vectors, that is after this chapter, then I will discuss all these things. So don't be astonished with seeing this vector signs. Okay, so V average is this. So we have to find instantaneous d V average upon instantaneous, this is speed, average speed of the particle is given as, so instantaneous you have to find, so it can be written as d V average upon dt, and it can be written as d upon dt 2t square I cap plus 3t j cap. If the average speed of the particle is given by 2t square I cap plus 3t j cap, then find out the instantaneous speed of the particle. So instantaneous, you have to find instantaneous at a particular, so we had synchronized the time, and it is equal to 4t I cap plus 3 j cap, 4t I cap plus 3 j cap. This is instantaneous, as instantaneous. If average speed of the particle is given, then you had calculated the by differentiating. So that's all for today, students. Thank you, students. Have a nice day. Take care.